In this video, we will take a look at various types of automotive gearboxes. First of all, we need to understand why we need a gearbox in combustion engine car. The need for transmission in an automobile is a consequence of characteristics of internal combustion engine. Engines typically operate over a range of 600 to about 7000 rpm, although this varies and is typically less for diesel engines, while the car's wheel rotate between 0 rpm and around 1800 rpms. Furthermore, the engine provides its highest torque and power outputs unevenly across the rev range, resulting in a torque band and a power band. Often the greatest torque is required when the vehicle is moving from rest or traveling slowly, while maximum power is needed at high speed. Therefore, a system is required that transforms the engine's output so that it can supply high torque at low speeds, but also operate at highway speeds with the motor still operating within its limits. Transmission performs this transformation. We will take a look at three types of gearboxes, which are manual transmission, automatic transmission, and continuously variable transmission. Each type has its own advantages and disadvantages.
So first we look at the manual gearbox. Manual transmission is easier to maintain, cheaper and more durable than other types. Its disadvantages are that it requires skills to operate and gear changes are slower than other types. So manual gearbox are of three types, which are sliding mesh gearbox, constant mesh gearbox and synchro mesh gearbox. In a sliding mesh gearbox, gears engage by sliding on a spline shaft with help of a fork which is controlled by gear lever. This type is the simplest and easiest to manufacture. The disadvantage is that because of sliding nature of gears, only spur gears can be used, which hence increases the vibration. The second one is the constant mesh gearbox, in which gears are always in mesh and they are not coupled with a rotating shaft. When gear lever is moved to engage a gear, dog clutch moves to couple the gear and shaft. As gears are always in mesh, hence helical gears are used, which have smoother and quieter operation than spur gears. The third type is the synchro mesh gearbox, which is same as a constant mesh gearbox, but they have built-in synchronizer mechanism which makes sure that shaft and gear rotate at same speed before the dog clutch is engaged. It has a friction cone which matches the speed of gear and dog clutch and a blocking ring that makes sure that the dog clutch does not engage prematurely. Automatic transmission allows the gear ratios to change without the driver's input. It is either hydraulically controlled or electronically controlled by ECU. Automatic transmissions are costlier to manufacture and maintain. Automatic transmission uses a system of epicyclic gear trains. To effect gear changes, one of the two types of clutches or bands are used to hold a particular member of the planetary gear set motionless while allowing another member to rotate, thereby transmitting torque and producing gear reductions at the same time. Engagement and disengagement of clutches is either hydraulically controlled or electronically controlled. Cars with automatic transmission lack a clutch pedal.
A CVT or continuously variable transmission allows infinite possible gear ratios and allows the engine to operate at constant RPM, thus increasing the efficiency. A CVT does not have a physical planetary gears or interlocking toothed wheels. Instead, the most common type of CVT operates on a belt and pulley system that allows seamless variability between highest or lowest gears or speed ratios. Within a CVT, a rubber or metal link belt that connects two pulleys, an input or driving pulley and an output or driven pulley. This belt also allows transmission of mechanical energy between two pulleys. The driving pulley is essentially where the energy from the engine enters the transmission, while the driven pulley transfers the energy to the drive shaft. Both the driving and driven pulleys are made of two movable plates that can be moved closer or further apart, thus increasing or decreasing the radius of each pulley. When one pulley increases its radius, the other decreases the radius to keep the connecting belt tight. The relative changes between the radii of the two pulleys create an infinite number of gear ratios. CVTs are compact and efficient, but they are expensive and prone to wear and mostly used in low power operations.